of Sparta, and I love this phone table. And this is the some of the remnants they have of this area. We've been in here doing research for both the Woodards and for the Winships, and we will eventually will be going into the This is the courthouse. This is the domestic science school. This is Water Street. And this is Sparta. A picture of the Monroe County courthouse, and this is where we've been looking at deeds, found the registration of death, and for Levi Woodard. And here's Tom and Peggy Lambert. Yay! We've got our map and we're on our way to the cemeteries. Okay. Oh, this is great. You have to go a little slower or we're going to get about a blur.
Okay.
Alright. I can't believe this is Tunnel City
Yeah,
after
this is
all
Tunnel
this
City.
time. My gosh.
Somewhere.
It's a recording into Tunnel City. This is Tom Lambert and
Turn right at this one here.
myself, and we're going to, is that a little church?
I think this might have been a schoolhouse here at one
Well,
time.
see, that grandmother taught at the school, and so did Lula, so did
Right,
your
my
grandmother.
grandmother did too, yeah.
So maybe let's just go and see if that's the schoolhouse and take a picture of it just in case.
Yeah.
I think it might be.
Okay, now looking, you want to turn left there?
Okay.
Okay, this is, and this house down here is the one right here that we used to come and visit. My mother used to bring me as, I was maybe 4 or 5 years old. Used to come.
I wonder who lived in that house.
I'm not sure, but
We
and
might
then I
be.
think this was an old school here.
I think this is the school. See, there was a one-room schoolhouse, and your grandmother and
My
my
grandmother.
mom, and when they were just young girls,
Mhm.
taught there.
Right.
So I'm going to get out here,
Okay.
and I'm going to take a picture with my regular camera.
Okay.
It would help if I,
Teacher going to go back to school.
yeah, really.
This is the road coming into Tunnel City from Highway 21. That's the road that we took, and we come around here by this old building that we believe is the one-room schoolhouse that my grandmother taught in. And then right down here is the house with columns that I remember coming to with some relatives that lived down here. Although I was so young at the time, I don't really remember who they were, but I know that they were relatives. And when I was perhaps 5 years old, 6 years old. I remember them as old ladies. But we used to come and visit them. This is the whole east end of the town of Tunnel City. Tunnel City, at its inception, was thought to be the coming industrial and metropolitan area in this part of the state. It never got much bigger than it is right now, as you see, and eventually the city of Sparta became the county. The city of Sparta became the county seat, and the city of Toma grew up on either side of this little place in the world. Oh. Okay, now we're traveling through the other part of
There's the name
Tunnel City. Yeah, and if we look, stop right here, and there's the train signboard that shows we're in Tunnel City.
I think I better
And
take
then-
a picture of that, huh?
And then right down there in that little draw, that's where the tunnel is located. The significant reason this place is called Tunnel City. There are two railroads that come through Tunnel City. This track that you see out here is the old Chicago Northwestern Railroad that's been abandoned. And then over here you can see the signals for the other railroad, which is the Milwaukee Railroad, Chicago-Milwaukee Railroad, that also comes through town. Right over there is the Tunnel City Post Office. I guess you might call that pretty much the main center of town. Okay, we're standing in the driveway right in front of the post office here in Tunnel City, and we're looking in the direction of that hill back there. And up in this area, either on that hill there or on this hill behind these houses here, this made-over house and this greenhouse, this is the area that the old schoolhouse, which my grandmother taught school here in Tunnel City when she was about 17 or 18. That old schoolhouse was moved from this location. When the railroad went through, they had to move it. When the Chicago Northwestern Railroad went through, which is this second set of tracks over there, that schoolhouse was moved from there over into this general vicinity behind these trees. There's an old white house over there, or there's a new white house over there that is built near the spot where the original school burned down. In that general vicinity over there. You can't, from this point of view, you can't really see it too well, but where right next to the Greenfield Cemetery is where the school was moved to until it burned down, and it's been replaced by a new white house. But it originally sat on this hill back here. And that's where they taught school.
Right.
Here we're looking at the old John Winship homestead, or Nathan Winship place, out here in this beautiful little valley. These outbuildings, the barn has been built more recently. The hill and they probably had the windmill, a different one than that's there, to provide water. And this looks like the remnants of their old milk house where they would keep, where cold water from the well would be run through there on the way to the house and be used for cooling, much like a refrigerator. This is the front of the house and the porch. A little different vantage point from where we shot the last section. This is located, you can see that the house is in sad repair. Wouldn't even qualify as a fixer-upper, I guess, but but we're located on what's called 20th Drive off of County Highway E, which is directly connected to Highway 21. So going north from Highway 21 on County E, you would come to 20th Drive, continue straight ahead around several right-hand acreage corners, right angle corners, and then you'll end up here.
Well, this is where my mother
Okay,
was born in this
yeah.
house.
We're going inside the house now. You see that it's been, for a long time, been abandoned. Some modern conveniences put in. Probably this wainscoting has been here ever since its beginning. Some of the original floor. This probably was the parlor here. This area here looked like it served as the kitchen and dining area.
That was probably a heater. See, look at that heater thing.
Yeah, there's the drain for the sink and so forth right over there. So this is probably the kitchen area.
You think this is the kitchen?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is. And then this was the upstairs bathroom over here.
Well, where was the living room?
This was the living room right here.
So everybody came into the kitchen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This was probably another large room that could be used like a family room or something of that sort.
The parlor.
Yeah, this would be the parlor here with this little alcove and the window where they could go and stand out here and they could look out on their domain from this point. We're in the town of Greenfield Cemetery. There's Woodard plot is there. There's a lot of Woodards there, and then down in this section under these trees where we have Winships. Right in here we have some more Woodards. All these little headstones are just tiny, tiny stones. Some of these are broken off, but these are more Woodards here. This is the Silas Woodard family in here. Coming to this part here, we have Winships here, Joseph Winship and his wife Laura, and deceased 1861. You see the dates here. Over here we have a Winship monument and several stones for Ida, who died at the age of 6. Hannah. And Nathan. Died 42 years of age.
What does it mean when the red light goes on?
It's where the old Eli Woodard farm used to be. And this is the old homestead that's been remade over. It's got vinyl siding on it now, but
the apple tree.
and the original.
That's the apple.
Remember I said there was an apple tree? That's it.
Well, that's probably offspring of the original apple tree too. Yeah.